It's going to be a game that we're going to have to be very physical with and match their physicality and try to run ourselves to the best of our ability.
Talk about the challenge you personally face.
Well, I mean, Whitty and Young are relentless on the boards. And Whitty's 7 foot and pretty good shot blocker, and he can go get a triple-double anytime. So it's just I'm going to have to find a body and try and box him out.
In the old days, people said, "Well, the taller team always wins." What do you say to that?
Well, hopefully tomorrow, about a little bit past this time, we'll be saying that that's not true. But you know, small teams have done this before, and we've had a pretty good stretch since mid-February. So I just say we'll put that theory to the test.
Do you guys like playing in contests with blue bloods? Like, I know you guys play Duke and Kentucky. These guys kind of get a little more amped up playing teams like the Kansases and UCLAs, etc.
Yeah, well, I mean, tomorrow's a game between two Titanic programs in college basketball, and this type of game is one that you always dream of as a kid to play in. I mean, it's Kansas and North Carolina. I mean, it's two great programs that have won national championships, and it's going to be a lot of fun playing in Kansas City. And I know a lot of Jayhawk fans will be here, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
How many questions do you think you're going to get about Roy and Kansas today? Just off the top of your head, how many?
Does that one count?
No.
I don't know. Hopefully. I don't know. I mean, I know it's going to come up, but it's just we're going to treat it like any other game.
Does revenge play a factor? People say, "Oh no, at this level it doesn't," but athletes, they want revenge, don't you?
Well, I mean, when you make it to the Elite Eight and you get beat in the Elite Eight like that, and they went on to play national championship, it stings, and you have to think about it all off season. But that's going to be on our minds. But also, it's two different teams. I mean, we've lost a lot of players since last year with that, and they have too. So we're just going to have to keep focusing and realize that there's a chance to go to the Sweet 16 and be one of the last teams playing in the second weekend.
Against teams with size?
I think so, because for our offense, you know, we like to spread the floor. So just by giving, putting a guard in the fourth spot, he's able to attack the basket and shoot the ball.
Thanks, appreciate it.
I know this has been asked, but how many times, just give me a number, how many times do you think you're going to be asked a question about Roy and Kansas?
All the time. Well, I expect it all the time, but we're excited. We're excited. That's his alum, and he played. He coached there, but not played. He coached there. We're excited to play for him and beat him.
Do you guys get up for these big games? I know you guys play Duke every year and Kentucky every year, but do you guys really get up for games against the blue bloods of college basketball?
Well, I mean, I think you get excited anytime it's the postseason, anytime it's the NCAA tournament time. You have to get excited. If you don't, then I don't know why you're playing this game. It's tournament time. You're trying to win a championship. So anytime it's a focus on winning this shit, we're gonna get excited.
How much do you know about the ties between the two schools? Did Dean play the Kansas and everything like that?
I'm not. I can tell you, I'm really not up to the ties. Really not. I'm just really trying to focus on getting this win. I know we had to play Kansas. I know they're a good team, tradition-wise. They've won a couple of championships, but we're just trying to get this win.
These guys, I mean, they struggled against Western Kentucky last night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just knowing personnel when it comes down to it. I mean, you can know the plays, but if you don't know the personnel, it's not going to help you at all. You got to know that, if they're big guys, they're going to hit the boards. We're going to have to keep them off the boards. We know that Ben's not a pull-up, off the pull-up jumper. He's a spot-up shooter, so we're going to close out knowing that. It's just knowing the scouting report and perfecting it in the game.
Going over some guard-oriented teams, Kansas is a little bit different with that size. Do you expect a different style of game tomorrow?
Definitely, inside out like we'd like to play. I think it's going to benefit us. We match up a lot more because athletically at each position with them, so it should be a really fun game.
Thank you.
You were also recruited by Kansas.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you remember about the program?
That was freshman year, but a lot has changed. I know that much. When I was being recruited by them, They had the Morris twins. They had Whitney, who was young at that time. They had Thomas Robinson. I mean, they had a lot of size.
You made a visit,
so yeah, I made a visit. But I mean, they don't have that kind of size now. They have, they still have Whitney. They have Kevin Young. But I mean, other than those two guys, their rebounding presence is just them. So we get them in foul trouble, we're gonna have a hard time, getting to the boards and stuff. So I mean, that's what we want to do is attack them early, not wait to get hit and then try to hit them back. So that's what we're going for.
How do you prevent them from getting into the transition? Western Kentucky did a good job of that last
I mean, we like to run on teams. So when it happens to us, we don't
problem,
like it. Yeah. So I mean, we just got to get back on defense. I mean, we practice on it every day. We're working on it in practice, but we got to perfect it in the game. You do everything in practice, but we don't do it in the game. Doesn't mean anything.
You guys have been great, really, since February. What kind of confidence level are you guys working with right now?
Big confidence level, especially after yesterday's game. That was a big win. Going head-to-head with an 8-9, it's not going to be easy. I mean, you see guys falling. Georgetown fell. I mean, everybody can lose at any point. So, I mean, I'm not really worried about the 8-2 matchup or Kansas North Carolina matchup. We're going to play our game. We know what we can do. We know what we have to do to win.
Thank you.
Other blue blood programs, how do you feel about that?
Blue blood, what's that mean?
Like a big time college.
I mean, I think that's the same thing for us. I mean, big games, on a big stage. I mean, what else could you ask for? That's why we play the game. That's why we've been playing. Working for, all season is to be in a situation like this.
What do you remember from last year's contest?
I just remember it was a competitive game. We didn't shoot the ball very well, and towards the end of the game, they made just plays that won the game for them.
What do you think you have to do this year to get past them?
A lot of things. I mean, compete.
People, when they talk about Jeff Windsor, they tend to talk about what he does defensively, how he influences the game defensively. What is he like to guard? What kind of offensive player is he?
I mean, I didn't really play against him that much last year, but just watching film, he's a great offensive player too. I mean, he's 7 feet tall. Anything, when he has 2 feet in the lane, it's basically 2 points. So I think the biggest thing is just trying to limit his touches deep in the post, and hopefully just contest all his shots.
You played so well against Kansas last year.
Right.
How did that help? Did that help you at all going into the offseason with your confidence at all? While you played that game?
Yeah, I mean, it came with a loss, but I think the biggest thing is just showed me, how capable I am, even against good competition. And, showed that my teammates had, trust in me when their shots were falling. They were able to find me in that game. And, it helps me in this game to know that, I am capable to go out there and perform.
Are you guys anxious to get another crack at things after last year?
I mean, we weren't necessarily anticipating the Kansas matchup, but, they're the next team we have to play, so, we're excited.
Talk about the scene last night with Coach jumping around with you guys and celebrating. I mean, were you guys expecting that? I mean, 700.
I mean, I had seen it, maybe read it somewhere about a month ago, but I hadn't thought about it. And just to realize, that this was a 700 game, and I was able to be a part of that. We were all excited, but Coach he never mentioned it to us or the coaching staff, so he was more excited for us to get that win last night than any amount of games he could win.
I feel like I've been playing forever.
I mean, when did it kind of click in? I mean, was there a particular
I'd
point in
say
time?
probably 10 games
Like
ago.
10 games that you felt like
late in ACC play. My last 2 regular season ACC games weren't very good, but I still felt like I'm a seasoned veteran by then.
Okay, all right. He puts a lot of stuff on point guards. I mean, he did at Kansas. I think that kind of complicated system. But you okay with that? Was it hard to pick up at first? Or?
It was. At first it was hard. There's just so much responsibility. But, after you've done it a long enough time and, you just kind of learn what to expect and, what he likes. And then by the end, by now I can make my own calls and, kind of lead the team myself.
Thanks, man.
When you look at Kansas, what kind of matchup problems in particular do they put for you guys?
I mean, just up front, you know, their size, Withy is going to be tough for us to handle. We're going to have to send multiple guys, you know, and even their fours are bigger than our fours, so we're going to have to rebound better. You know, their guard, I think our perimeter players match up well with them. You know, Reggie and Macklemore, and then, you know, myself and Elijah Johnson. I think we match up good on the perimeter. We just got to help a little bit on the interior.
Do you think there's a disadvantage with a smaller lineup going up against a team like this?
I think it can go both ways because obviously they have to go out and guard us on the perimeter, but at the same time we have to try our best to match them on the inside, which is going to be, you know, whoever can win that kind of battle is probably going to win the game.
How different of a style do you expect tomorrow night for the game?
It'll be a little bit more up-tempo than the Villanova game just because, you know, Kansas will run. You know, they like to try to get stops and run just like we do. But, you know, it's going to be an interesting, high-scoring game, I think.
You were recruited by those schools. What do you remember about Kansas?
Yeah, I mean, those were my two final schools. You know, I was really, really close to committing to Kansas my sophomore year. So, you know, they're really similar in the way that they play inside out usually until, you know, halfway through this year for us. And, you know, I like to use their bigs, like to run. Both teams defend well. So, I mean, it's really two of the best programs you'll see around. Pretty similar teams. Both got great coaches, so it'll be a fun game tomorrow.
You know a little bit about the history between the two schools with Coach Smith playing Kansas and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. You know, the coaching tree kind of connects both ways, and you know, you've had a lot of great players, Hall of Famers through both programs. You know, and recently they'd like to put us in the same bracket for NCAA time. So I mean, it's an interesting little storyline. But you know, all I was worried about tomorrow is going out and trying to get the win.
Yeah, how do you stop? You know, Western Kentucky did a good job keeping them getting in transition, but you guys like to run, so it's almost like it's going to be harder to stop them from running when you guys are running.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we both run, so both teams are going to struggle keeping the other team out of transition. But to limit the easy ones, you know, the silly turnovers that lead to them having numbers. I mean, we can live with a fast-paced game as long as we're getting back and building our transition defense. But silly turnovers where they get 3-on-1s, you know, 3-on-2, 4-on-2s, where they can hit shooters in the corner and attack the basket, we can't have those.
In the first half, you know, towards the end of the first half, our shots wasn't falling. But the good thing about our team is that we don't lose our confidence. You know, we kept shooting and everything worked out for us.
Dexter, what was it like to be a part of that 7-0 win?
Oh, it was a great experience. You know, I think I posted on my Twitter, on my Instagram earlier that you know, I just feel honored to be a part of it. You know, I know it's a great accomplishment, you know, for coaching. I feel accomplished for, you know, being a part of it. So.
And then describe what it was like to give him that jersey.
It was good, man. I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but we were jumping around and stuff like that. He was happy, and it was just a great experience, a great moment for him and for our team.
Obviously, you didn't get to play last year against Kansas, but what do you take from it from an observation standpoint?
I'm just ready to go out there and play, man. I know, you know, sitting on the bench watching, you know, my team lose, you know, last year was hard for me because I, you know, couldn't do anything. But you know, this year I'm gonna take advantage. You know, I'm ready to go. My team's ready to go. We just got to play to our full potential tomorrow.
It's another kind of opposites matchup. They're big.
Well, yeah, Coach touched down on that a lot. Sky dancing. Coach touched down on that a lot. You know, about us just being in the right spot. Helping, you know, McAdoo, helping PJ rebounding. You know, me, myself, Reggie, and Marcus, and that's going to be very important for us tomorrow.